Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kira.
And we are
the Keepers of the Books.
We're your online librarians. We're here today with our weekly book reads, and we each have 4 titles for you.
So this is actually an audiobook called Tell the Wind and Fire by Sarah Reese Brennan. It takes place in an alternate world where light and dark magic exist. Lucy is the main character, and she was originally born in the Dark City, but something happens with her family and she ends up living in the Light City. Her boyfriend's name is Ethan. She discovers that Ethan has a doppelganger, and he is causing a rebellion to start up in Lucy's name. Can Lucy figure out what's really going on? So this narrator is Lisa Larson, and she does a great job of bringing the voices to life. The book is action-packed, very fast-paced, fun mystery. So if you like mystery adventures, you'll like Tell the Wind and Fire by Sarah Reese Brennan. And this audiobook is thanks to Dreamscape Audio via Audible's review service, so thank you.
The Ghost and Max Monroe, case number 3, The Dirty Trick by L.M. Falcone. This is the 3rd book in the Max Monroe Detective Agency series. So Max Monroe is a little boy. His grandpa's name is Harry, and Harry's dead brother is Larry. So Larry and Max solve the mysteries together. This one is about a mystery writer. Her name is Rhonda Remington, and she is up for a huge mystery award, but somebody, she thinks at least, is trying to sabotage her. So she decides to hire Max and Larry to help figure out what's going on. And there seems to be quite a few suspects. It's just a fun, cute little mystery. If you like Nate the Great or other detective stories like that, you'll find that this one will be wonderful. It's going to be an early chapter book. Grades 2 or 3 is probably where it's most likely going to fit, but it's a great one for your high-low readers. So if you need an older kid to read a lower level, this is a good book. Or if you need a younger kid to be reading at a higher level, this is a great book. And this is from Kids Can Press.
So this is Shark Tank, Secrets to Success, and this book takes all the businesses from Shark Tank that became well-known and notable and tells you how they succeeded. So if you're interested in starting a business or you just want something inspirational to read, this book's great for ages 12 all the way up through adult. And thank you to Kingswell Press for sending this to us as a review book.
Our next book is Quinn Ian Hopper by Partners in Slime, written by Adriana Brad Shannon. She does a fantastic job of getting inside the characters' heads. So it makes you really believe that you are reading about kids in this age group. She has their emotions, some of their twisted ways of thinking as kids, and to adults they may not make perfect sense, but to kids it makes sense that if you're getting your tonsils out, your parents could get lost in the hospital and never find you again, right? So this one, so Quinny and Hopper are best friends, and this book focuses on their medical dramas. So Hopper has to get his tonsils taken out, and Quinny, she gets lice, but she thinks they're fleas. Those are 2 of your medical dramas taking place. Quinny's little sister keeps wetting the bed, and their teacher, Mrs. Yoon, well, she's about ready to pop. And of course, one day she just disappears, and I love the way that they put all these medical dramas in there together for little kids. I think it's a great book to give to any kid who's experiencing any of those in their life, whether it's lice, getting their tonsils out and they're panicking, or their teacher is having a baby, or their little sibling is wetting the bed and waking everybody up every night. And a review copy from Disney Hyperion. I think you'll quite enjoy this, especially if you're a fan of Melonhead or Clementine or any of those type of books. The great thing about the Quinny and Hopper series is you can start at any point, and it doesn't matter which book you start with first, they read in any order. Although when you start at the first book, you get a little more background on the characters. This book is for ages 7 to 11.
Our next book is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Augier. This is actually the second book in the series, and you will need to read The Wrath and the Dawn first to know what's going on, because it picks up right where the author left off. So in this book, Scheherazade is trying to figure out how to break the curse on her new husband's palace. And she gets kidnapped by the rebels along the way. And so she's trying to play both sides of the coin and figure out how to fix the kingdom as well as end the rebellion. Will she succeed? So I loved this series because it's a takeoff of the 1001 Arabian Nights. It has all the favorite fantasy elements, mythology elements that you're looking for in that type of book. I'd recommend it probably for 9th grade and up, or an 8th grader who's a little more mature.
Our next book is Spindle by E.K. Johnston. This is about Yasha, who has been driven into the neighboring kingdom. And back in his home kingdom, there's a little princess named the Little Rose who has been cursed by a demon who is trying to get away from the storyteller queen. So she decides, she has this huge plot on how to get away from the storyteller queen and to gain her own freedom. But Yasha's mother suffers from the disease that all the spinners in the kingdom have gotten from the demon. And this disease makes them want to spin. They have an intense desire to spin. But the more they spin, the faster they die from this lung disease that they get, a curse. When Yasha's mother's dying, she implores him to take these other children from the families they're living with and to take them back and to figure out what's going on. So when they get back, they go to find the Little Rose. Yasha hates the Little Rose, even though he grew up with her in the palace. So they go back, and she's our other main character. Now, I can't tell you a whole lot more without ruining the plot, but it's a very good book and a very good twist on Sleeping Beauty. This book is for grades 6 and up, or ages 12 and up. It seems like it might be a companion to 1,000 Nights, but I wouldn't necessarily say they are, because 1,000 Nights, also by this author, is grades 9 and up, or ages 15 and up. And they definitely aren't exactly the same audience that they're for, but they're the same concept of the demon and all of that. So that's just kind of an interesting thing to be aware of if you're buying books for other people. And this is a review copy by Hyperion. So thanks, Hyperion, for sending us this copy to review.
This next book is Juan Maker by Ed Masessa. As you can probably guess, this is for you Harry Potter fans. In this book, Brianna and Henry are the main characters. Brianna is Henry's younger sister, and they are both descended from a long line of wand makers, but Henry unfortunately hasn't really come into his powers. Him and his sister go to visit this hypnotist, the amazing Zeppo, and see her in show, and discover from her that Henry is destined to save the world via the wand he has that somehow he can't manage to figure out how to use. Will he figure out how to use his wand and save the world from the ancient evil that's coming to get him? You'll have to find out in Juan Maker by Ed Masessa. So this is a great book for, I'd say, 4th or 5th grade on up. So it's ages 8 or 9 and up. Mostly comes down to reading level.
And our final book is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay by J.K. Rowling. It's 1926 in New York, and Grindelwald is wreaking havoc on the magical community throughout the world. Newt Scamander, who writes the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in Harry Potter, is just arriving in New York City with his briefcase of magical creatures. And he just has bad timing. There are people who are out to get rid of the wizards, and their community is about to be exposed because of Grindelwald. And Newt has a niffler that gets out, and of course he starts stealing everything, and that's where all of the problems begin. And you have a cast of unlikely heroes who go to save the day. And the nice thing about this book is the layout is beautiful. and it's just very artistically done. And you have some cute little drawings of the magical creatures that you find in the book. Now, a lot of people, or a lot of my students at least, and other junior high kids do not like reading this one or the one before this, simply because they're written in a screenplay or a play format. It's really a good thing for them to get used to reading this format. So these reading plays for things like Romeo and Juliet and the other ones they're going to have to read in high school, especially Shakespeare. The best thing you could probably do to help them get ready for that is to read this with them, even out loud, or have different people play different characters. And for the metacognitive portion and the comprehension, that's really going to help them understand a lot of books better, not just play format, but all formats. Especially if they're getting into it and getting the inflection and then making sure they pause at commas and periods and have lots of oomph at exclamation points and all of that. So this is a fantastic way for students to get used to plays. So it's a fantastic book. It follows the movie exactly. So if you've seen the movie, which we saw this weekend, it was really, really good. I really love the graphics and everything about the movie, and it's a great addition to the Harry Potter world. So this is for ages 4th grade and up, or ages 10, approximately 10 and up, just depending on reading level. There's nothing in it that's really too scary or anything like that. Thanks for joining us this week, and below, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. Tell us what books you've been reading this week and share them with everyone. I'm sure they'd love to know. And somewhere up here, you're going to find that you'll have our icon. Click on that to subscribe. Make sure you hit like if you like this video and share it with your friends. Until next week, happy reading. Bye.